I'll be unboxing the MacBook Air M3, which is the 2024 version, 2024 model, and it's a 13-inch. There's also a 15-inch, but I'll be unboxing the 13-inch today. And let's just go ahead and show you the box, and I'll be talking about if this is good for online course creators and why I bought it for myself as an online course creator, online business, and a self-employed person. So here we go. So it comes in this box. I actually ordered this 2 days ago, and it came today. So which is a really fast, quick delivery. Even though they said it'll be coming in at this 5th or 8th, which is like 5 days from now. So this just came faster, arrived faster than I thought. And of course, there's like this battery alert kind of thingy here, where you can see there's a lithium battery included. So it's always good to so don't throw it around. Okay, so let's just open this up. So what I'm gonna be doing now is I'm just gonna be opening this up like so. So I like the packaging. It's really cool. And in order to open it up, there's like this little latch over here. And after I've opened it up, I'll be going through the website and showing you all the technical specs and what version is best to buy. But let's just go ahead and open it up right now. So it comes in this box over here, which is just the protection, the case, right? The carton, and it's really good, really good design because it's padded and stuff. And here we go. Here's the MacBook Air, and it's really small. So I bought the 13-inch version, and this version is in it's a different color. It's not silver. It's not black, because the new colors this year are black, and midnight blue, I think. This one here is kind of like titanic color, a natural color. I'll tell you later on once I get to the website. Okay, let's open this up. So all I need to do is like go over here and then pull this latch over here, like so. And then I'll just pull the latch over here. So there are a couple of latches over here. Let me just take a step back so you can see this well. I really like the sound of how it sounds when you like pull stuff. Okay, so it just says here it's assembled in China, which is probably cheaper for Apple to assemble instead of like in California or something like that. And it also says like which version I think it is. But this is the M3 version, which is the most new, like the newest chip, right? And it has 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is what I highly recommend. You can also get the one with 8 gigabytes or 24 gigabytes, but this one has 16. The more RAM you have, the more apps you can have open at the same time, or the more tabs you can have open in like in your web browser. And 512 gigabytes of SSD. SSD is like the storage, like a faster storage than like the old, like like the external storage devices. They're not that fast. They're not solid state like this one is. Okay, so let's just open this up. I'll just go like so, and we'll move the top part. This is very well made as well, the packaging, and the laptop's over here. So let's just open this up like so, and I'll just pull this latch. Now we got the laptop itself. It's really small. It's not really that big. It's as big as like a piece of paper, right? Like so. Remember like when Steve Jobs used to unpack the first MacBook Air? That's about the size. A little heavier, I guess. And over here you can find the booklet. Okay, so I'll just put this down. You can find a booklet and a charging cable. So you can choose when you order which charging cable you want. There are two different charging cables, one with 35 watt and one with I think 70. And the 35 one is a dual cable, which means you can charge two devices at the same time. And as you can see over here, this is the dual cable with 35 watt. It doesn't charge as fast as 70 watt. 70 watt charges like 50% in like half an hour, right? This one takes longer to charge, but you can charge multiple devices with this one here. Okay, I highly recommend always using the cable that came with it, because inside the cable there's a chip inside the cable, and that chip actually regulates the amount of power that's going through. So I didn't know that before, but each of those cables have a little chip built inside the head of the chip. of the cable. Okay, so this is pretty much all that's in here. So I'll just put this aside. And then let's just take a look at what's in the booklet. In the booklet, you can just see like, I think there's stickers in here. Usually there are always stickers. Yeah, so there are like 2 stickers over here. And then there's like this warranty stuff and I think like a quick start guide. So let's just put this back. And then I'll just open up the charging cable. So charging cable is like wrapped in a kind of paper with a little bit of adhesive. And let's just see what kind of charging cable this is. This is the charging block itself has like USB-C ports on it. So over here you can see like 2 USB-C ports. Okay, like the older ones have USB-A, or they don't have like any like they only have preparatory ports like the older ones do. But this one has USB-C, so you can actually attach any USB-C cable to charge any device that's with USB-C. And this part over here is the MagSafe 3. So there are different MagSafes, like this is the 3rd generation, the newest generation, and that's actually the same MagSafe I have on my MacBook Pro 16-inch M1. Okay, so all you need to do is plug this in here, but usually the laptops come pre-charged already, so which means you can actually just turn it on. But I highly recommend plugging it in, because if you want to like do an update or a backup restore or something like that from your old laptop, then I suggest plugging it in, because if the power goes off while you're doing like restore or something like that, then you might lose data, which isn't good. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the MacBook Air itself. So as you can see over here, it's like really, really small. And I like the sound of it when you like open this up. So let's just open this up over here. It sounds like Christmas wrappings paper. You know, like when you get presents. Sounds really good. I mean, I don't really get any presents for Christmas, because I'm, like after a certain age, you don't really get presents, I guess. And so I always like buy myself something nice, like some kind of gadget or something like that. Okay, here we go. Here's the MacBook Air. A very nice color. It looks silver. Maybe it is silver. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Let's see. It doesn't even show. The light here, I can't really judge what color it is, but I guess it's silver. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. Oh, when you open it up, then it starts the MacBook. See? Okay. And there's this like this piece of like, I don't know what this is. Parchment paper. And then it says like hello in different languages. Okay, so you can see here it's a lit keyboard, and over here, the top side over here, that's where the fingerprint sensor is, which this is the on and off button, but you can like put in your fingerprints so that you can log into the MacBook every time it's on sleep, like with your fingerprint. But if you turn the MacBook off, you'll have to enter your password manually again. So that's the thing with the MacBooks. So every time you turn a Mac off, even normal Mac, and you have a keyboard with fingerprint function, you still need to type in your password every time you restart your Mac. But if it's only asleep, then you can always get into the Mac just by putting your finger on the fingerprint thingy. And with the iPhones and the and some iPads, it actually uses Face ID, but they don't have this built in here. Okay, so it looks really, really cool. The touchpad itself is like really big. As you can see here, it's like really big. So, which is pretty cool. And I like the color. I think it's actually silver. And the keyboard is illuminated, which is pretty cool. There's like this notch on top over here. And I have my sensor, which you can change the size of it. I don't know if you can see all of this. And it's really thin, see? And let's take a look at the ports. So over here you have 2 USB-C ports. The older MacBooks, they only had 2 USB ports, but no charging port. This one has 2 USB ports and a charging port, and it has USB 4. I think it's called USB 4. Okay, so there's USB 1, USB 2, USB 3, and USB 4, right? USB 4 is the most recent one, and it's the fastest speed connection you can get nowadays, I guess. And no, it's Thunderbolt 4. I'm really sorry. There's USB 3 and Thunderbolt 4. So Thunderbolt is like the fastest one now at the moment, the Thunderbolt 4. There was Thunderbolt 3 a very long time ago, and I think Thunderbolt 4 supports up to 40 gigabits of data. I'm not really sure, but it's really fast. And you can like daisy chain. Whoa, okay. So it just started talking to me. Probably if you don't do something for a while, it starts talking to you and helps you set it up, right? So these ports are like you can like connect anything to them. I'll talk about the ports later on, but the cool thing is it has this separate charging port over here, which is the MagSafe 3, which is really cool because then I can actually charge it and use the other ports for data and stuff. So all I need to do is like put this in here, like so, and it sticks in magnetically. So it's really cool. Okay. Yeah, and if this port ever gets damaged, you can always charge it with the other two ports too, which is cool. So you have three ports for charging just in case. Okay, let's just close this at the moment. It's like really small, but I'll close this now and I'll talk to you about the configurations that I chose and which one I recommend you choosing. Um, and the reason why I actually bought it. Okay, so let's go and I'll share my screen over here. So as you can see over here, I have the Apple website, and the newest Mac is the MacBook Air, which is over here on the left side, right? So if I click on this, you can see that it shows the MacBook Air, and it has different colors, right? The new color this year is like this midnight black kind of color. It's like bluish black, I guess. I don't know, something like that. And then there's like this. There are the other colors I'll show you later on. So, so it starts like really cheap from about $1,000. So you can like get this if you like you know somebody that's in school, they can or you're in school or something like that, or you're studying or you're a professor or something like that. You can get it cheaper for about $100 cheaper. That's the education website from Apple, or you can get it on Amazon. It's usually cheaper there too. And as you can see over here, it's it comes in two sizes. So there's one 15-inch and one 13-inch. I got the 13-inch because if I'm buying a MacBook Air, I want it to be really light to be able to travel with it, because I already have this 16-inch MacBook Pro, right? I already have one of those, and it's a lot heavier, but I don't want to bring it with me all the time. So if I'm doing like website stuff, making landing pages or just writing stuff or answering emails or designing stuff, then I'd actually bring the 13-inch with me, or if I'm just recording short videos. Okay, so here we go. Different colors. Like this color over here, it's called Starlight. Okay, I forgot the name. It's Starlight. I guess this is the one we got. The Starlight version is like it's like titanium, like like the iPhones are. So it's more of a beige kind of color. And then there's like this space gray, which came a few years ago, which is cool too. My MacBook Pro 16 inches space gray, and the older MacBooks, they usually come in silver. So like this is like this is a classical color, a classic color. I all my older MacBooks are silver. Okay, but you can get it in black too if you want. Okay, let's go ahead and let's just take a look at the specs. So it has 18 hours of battery life, which is one of the main reasons I got it, because you can you don't have to charge it all the time, and it's really really good for on the go. And then we have the M3 chip, of course, which is a really fast chip. It's a lot faster than M2 or M1 chip, and it's really made for MacBooks, which is great. So very energy efficient. And you can also get the older MacBook, right? But the newer one is not that much more. Doesn't cost much more. So I'd actually get the newer one if you can. It supports more displays. So if you're planning to use this on the go, and if you want to plug it into two displays or something like that, you can do that with the lid closed, right? And the older version only supports one external display, and it has faster Wi-Fi, 2 times faster than the older version over here. Okay, then the last version. Okay, so this is like all the infos on the display. Okay, the display is like really nice. Support for 1 billion colors, And if you know, like, if you ever seen a MacBook display, they're really good. Like the especially the most recent ones, and this is one of the most recent ones. So on the other side, you have a headphone jack, which is pretty cool. But don't drop it, or the headphone jack might get destroyed. This is like on all laptops. On my older laptop, I dropped it and the headphone jack didn't work anymore. But if you buy the USB earphones, like the earphones with the USB plug in it, right? Those are like these over here, I think. Then you can actually plug it into USB, and your earphones you can plug it into USB. The Apple ones you can listen to music or your recordings like that. Okay, then there's MagSafe, like I said before, and two Thunderbolt ports. Not really USB. It's USB C actually. The size is called USB C, the form, right? But it's the speed is like Thunderbolt 4, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else we got here. Touch ID, I've talked about that before. So you can like unlock it with your fingerprint. You can paste stuff with your fingerprint and so on. And these are just like comparisons to like the older ones. And let's go ahead and look at tech specs, and I'll just tell you which one is best to get. So you get the best is to decide. First thing you gotta decide on is the size. Are you gonna get a 13 inch or are you gonna get a 15 inch? The 13-inch version is more portable. The 15 inch is a little bit more heavy, and I don't see any reason to like get the 15-inch unless you have a backpack or a bag, like a case to carry the 15-inch with you. You have more real estate, screen real estate, but I don't. If it has got to be important to you, like to what you're doing. If you really need more screen real estate, like if you're a programmer and you need all those like space to like program or something like that, or if you're a game designer, then of course like get the 15-inch. But if you're like only using the 13-inch for like simple stuff, then you can use it. You can get a 13-inch, and I got a 13-inch because like really small, and I just wanted to be really light when I bring it with me. So that's like one of the main reasons I got a 13-inch. Okay, so these are the colors. The colors up to you. So I won't give you any tips on choosing it. I just want to say that uh, it's refreshing to get a color that hasn't been around for like the last 10 years or 20 years. It's always nice to get one of the newer colors because it's just what do you say, novel, like new, and or refreshing. And these are the prices. Okay, so like the 15-inch itself, I think no, this is like sorry, the M3 chip, right? It's like there are three versions here. So there's the one with 8 cores, 10 cores, another 10 cores. So these are like the different versions of the M2 chips, right? And they all cost differently. So they cost different. They have different pricing, and you can also get the older one. So the pricing refers to this over here. Okay, that's what the pricing refers to. And as you can see, the pricing is all different. And let's just scroll down below so you can see why they're different. So the differences are probably the RAM, I guess. Okay, yeah, it's just the cores. The GPU cores are different here. I guess usually it says like this is the M Pro, the M Max, but I don't know why it doesn't say here. But that's the usually the difference, right? But it doesn't say on this page. But there are different chips. I'll just show you that later on. I think Apple made a mistake not adding it here, but usually the chips have different names. But now it's only called M3. I don't know why, but we're just going to go and configure it. Then I'll show you why. Okay, memory. So here we go. So this one here is configurable to 24 gigabytes. That's a bigger chip. If you get the biggest chips, all right, you can configure them to 24 gigabytes, which is great. So if you have a lot of tabs open, get as much gigabytes as you can, memory RAM as you can afford. Okay, so here we go. So it's more expensive because like it has more SSD play space here. So this is 512 SSD, right? But you can like configure it to 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes. The 16-inch I configured it to 1 terabyte, but I'm always running out of space. So 512 is just like if you wanna just like you're not storing that much on it. Okay, so But you can always get an external SSD to like store stuff in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hitting the buy button, okay? And then let me just show you how I configure this MacBook Air. So let's just choose. So let me choose the 13-inch that I got before. The 15-inch is a little bit more expensive. It's $200 more expensive than the 13-inch. And then you have the different configurations here, okay? So you got one with 16 gigabyte, with 8 gigabyte unified memory. That's the RAM. Get at least 16 gigabytes. So I'm just telling you this because 8 gigabytes is way too little. You'll run out of space soon enough. Like the memory space is like, then your apps will be unresponsive. So they won't be, you can't do anything. You can't do much. You have to restart your laptop each time you ran out of memory, which is really bad. I don't know why they haven't handled that, because usually once you start running out of memory, they should be like warning you and telling you like, hey, you're running out of memory. I think there is a warning, right? So you have to like force quit the other apps, but sometimes it just like shuts everything down, and there's like this little loading ball coming up, the beach ball symbol, which just tells you that the computer is unresponsive. Okay, so I get the 16 gigabyte version with at least 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. You can get that for $1,499, which is really cheap actually. For a laptop, for a MacBook Air. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah. So let's just select this one here. I'll select this one. Let's configure it later. Okay, so let's configure this one. So it's an M3 chip. This is like really important. Get the most recent chip, M3 chip, and then get 16 gigabyte of memory or 24, whatever you can afford, right? So this one is 16 gigabyte. You can get 24 if you want to, and it has 512 gigabytes of SSD. I wouldn't get less. If you get less, you might run out of space really quick, because the operating system needs space too, right? And so I'd get at least 512 gigabytes of SSD. It comes with a 1080p FaceTime camera, which is full HD. The camera quality is not as good as the iPhone, but it's good. And then you have like the 2-port ports and the Magic Keyboard backlit with US English. Okay. So here we go. You can choose for $200 more. You can choose the 24 gigabyte version. That's 8 gigabytes for $200, which is really expensive. But you can't change this after you buy it. So there's no way to open this up and change the amount of memory, because it's soldered into the motherboard. Okay, now here storage, same thing. You can't change the storage either. You can only plug in an external storage device if you want to, but you always have to plug that in if you want to like access the device, which means it's always good to like get more storage here, especially if you want to store more stuff on the MacBook. Okay, so one more, like if I press this button, then it'll actually cost $200 more. But let's just leave it with 512, and then you can choose the 2 different adapters. So there's this one. This is the one I got. That's the one with dual USB ports, because I want to charge my cell phone, which is an iPhone 15 too, when I'm with only one plug, right? So I don't need to bring the adapter for for the cell phone. And then if you want to charge it quickly, like sometimes if you're like, which I do not need actually, if I want to charge it quickly, then there's the 70 watt USB. So it's double as much watts, which means it charges the laptop a lot faster, like double as quick. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So so once you've got this set up, you can like add it to the bag. I guess that's the bag is like the shopping cart, and then you can order it. This is like it's a lot cheaper than in Europe actually, because if I get like this version, it's 1,499, which is a lot cheaper, which is weird. That's a lot cheaper than what I paid. Okay, so here we go. That's the MacBook 13-inch. Okay, so you can get the 2 versions over here, like I said. And all you need to do, if you want to order it, you can use the links I have down below in the description, or just find the cheapest MacBook anywhere else. if you're using the links that I've added to the description, I might get a little bit of I might get a few euros or dollars, like to buy ice cream or something like that. I'll be happy if you do, but you don't have to. You don't have to use those links, right? So these are like my links. I can get like the links over here, and this is where you can get it from Amazon, or like there are two different versions, okay, or just buy it anywhere else you can find the cheaper version. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful. Let me just talk about like one last thing. Let me just talk about why I actually got it. So I have this 16-inch laptop, the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and let's just do a size comparison, and then you'll actually know why. You'll see why it's actually good to have a smaller laptop. So this is like the big 16-inch, right? And let me just go ahead and get the smaller one I got today. So this is the size difference over here, like a big difference, right? And if you look at the side thickness, this is like really thin. It's like half an inch, right? And the other one is a lot more, right? So let's just take a look. Yeah, so there's like a big difference over here in size. And yeah, so that's like one of the reasons I got it. I got it because I needed something to bring with me without having to carry this big thing with me. And I can use this at home on a couch, or if I'm like traveling in a hotel room, I can set this up there and then set up my whole studio because it has more ports, right? But the problem is it's really heavy, and I wanted something that's light that I can bring with me anywhere, and that still has the performance to like do whatever I want to do and to work wherever I am. So that's like the one of the main reasons I got the small one. It's more for like it's not really for editing and stuff like that. I could edit in that laptop on the MacBook Air, no problem, right? But if you only have 16 gigabytes, it's good not to have too many apps open at the same time, and then you can do a little bit of editing on there. But it's always nice to have a bigger screen if you're doing a lot of editing. Okay, so that's the reason I got it. I just wanted something portable, something I can bring with me anywhere without like having a heavy like heavy load on my shoulders. It's just like it's a lot easier to like carry around. Okay, and it's really good actually. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, just type it down below, and hope to see you soon. Take care and bye bye.